Hi guys, welcome back to V Speaks. My name is V, and to all the returning subscribers, I love you guys so much. And to everybody watching this video for the first time, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends, friends. So guys, today I'll be starting a new segment called V Cooks. So yeah, I just want to cook the food that I usually cook on my vlogs, or the ones that I don't show on my vlogs, because I know la bona hore ke pheha ntho e one. I do sometimes go out of my fish and rice and pasta vibe, and I cook other things. So I've always wanted, excuse me, I've always wanted to like make a cooking segment for a few years now. I've always thought, you know what, I really like cooking, and I've also like realized that you don't have to really cook things in an oven because my oven doesn't work. So everything that I bake, I literally cook with the microwave or the stove. So maybe, hopefully, in this segment, I will be able to show you how to cook oven recipes on the stove. But today we'll be cooking a Sunday kosia le dombolo le pork le di salad. And yeah, I really truly hope you guys enjoy V Cooks, and please comment your opinion on this new segment and if I should keep it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and bear with me as I do this new segment. I'm a bit nervous about how y'all are gonna feel about it, but yeah, I know you guys are really supportive, and yeah, man, enjoy the video. Mwah. Alright, so we're gonna start with the method. You're gonna add 4 cups of flour in a bowl, but I added 5 because I just felt like adding 5. But for safety, you can add 4 or the 5 it depends on how you feel, But if you don't know how to make dumpling, I would say 4 cups for sure. Don't add 5 like me. I've been making dumpling. Okay, please, 4 cups. So over here, I had decided to transfer the flour to the blue dish or bowl because I forgot to sift the flour. So everybody who's watching this video, please sift your dry ingredients. You never know what is in that flour, or if there's clumps of flours, it's going to make it hard for your dough to come to the consistency that you're gonna see towards the end of the dumpling recipe before we cook it. So sift your ingredients. So I'm gonna sift all of my dry ingredients, which is flour, salt, sugar, and yeast. So make sure, again, as I say, sift your ingredients. Even the yeast doesn't need to be sifted, ne? That's the one thing you don't have to sift, but the rest, please sift. Yeah, so next, you're going to gradually add lukewarm water into the dry ingredients like I wrote there, and you're going to add the water little by little, okay? Little by little, and you're going to mix. You add again, you mix. You add again, you mix. So I had nails on this video, and eventually towards the end of this clip of me mixing, I just used my hands instead of the wooden spoon. It was not doing it for me. So you add, you mix, you add, you mix until the dough until all the ingredients are mixed into the dough. Add, mix. If that 1 cup is not enough also, please do mix lukewarm water. To mix lukewarm water, you take a cup, you add you add cold water and then a little bit of warm water. You must be able to touch the water. It mustn't be warm. It must, like that hot water, it must be lukewarm. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but more water and a little bit of hot water makes lukewarm. I hope I'm making sense, everybody. If you're confused, please comment. I will correct myself and I will explain better. Okay, so this is how the consistency is supposed to look like, okay, by the end of mixing, and this is also how it looks like after it rises. So you're gonna have to cover this. As you can see, I'm using a Tupperware. I had to close it with the lid. If you don't have a lid, you can use a dishcloth, and then when you're done, you leave the dough in a warm or hot place to rise for 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes. If you leave it for longer than that, it's going to end up tasting like yeast. The end product, the bread, the dumpling, will taste like yeast if you over rise it, if you leave it in that warm or sunny place for too long. Okay, so yeah, once the dough has risen, fold the dough for 3 to 5 minutes to take the air out of the risen dough, okay? And then some people prefer to leave it to rise again for 5 minutes, but in this video I didn't have time to do that, so I moved on to the next step, which is of course cooking it. Okay, so next you're going to get an oven proof dish, mug, plate, anything that is oven proof that you can use to steam bread in a hot water in a hot pot. And then you're going to grease those bowls. Whatever you are going to be using, you have to grease it so that the steamed bread can come out of that dish. It mustn't be stuck to that dish, as I'm showing you on the video. Okay, so I used margarine and oil for safety, and I must say they really worked. They worked too well even. So if you don't have margarine, you can use your spread like I'm using on the video, and cooking oil to grease your dish so that your dough can again come out. Okay, so here I'm transferring the dough from the bowl to my dish, my greased dish. Please don't forget to grease the heck out of greasing the dish, please. And then towards the end of this clip, you're gonna see me put water in a huge pot that can fit this bowl. So you have to use a big pot that can fit the dish or whatever you are using to make your dumpling. It must have space on the sides, like I'm gonna show you, okay? And also please add a quarter of water. Measure your bowl, a quarter of that bowl or whatever you're using of water, and pour it in that pot, okay? And then make sure that the water is enough to boil for 2 hours of boiling your dumpling, and it mustn't make the dumpling wet while it's boiling, because of course the water will rise a bit and shake. So while it's shaking, make sure it does not get the dough wet, otherwise you're gonna come out with a flop of a dumpling that is very wet. I've experienced this before. So yeah, be careful of how much water you're pouring in there. So next, you're going to steam your dumpling for 1 hour, 30 minutes to 2 hours. But you should check on your dumpling that in the 1 hour mark, okay? Never ever open the dumpling within that 1 hour, otherwise it's going to fall, because it's rising. So if you open it prematurely, it's going to fall. So make sure that for the first 1 hour you don't touch the pot. Make sure it steams for 1 hour. You check, you put a skewer, like me, as you can see I'm checking with the skewer, or you can use a bread knife. And then if the skewer comes out clean and bready, then it's done. And then if it comes out with dough at the bottom, it means that you're going to need to steam it for another 30 to 1 hour minutes, which makes it 2 hours max. 2 hours max, otherwise it's going to be overproofed. And then as you can see here, I'm taking out the dumpling from its dish, and voila, it looks cute. And then I'm also going to take it out of this dish. You're gonna see that towards the end. So yeah, yay. So guys, now we are on step 2, where I'm showing you guys me preparing all my salads and veggies. So basically, as I've written at the beginning of step 2, I'm making potato salad, coleslaw and butternut. And I just wanted to show you guys the whole process of me preparing before cooking and all that. I didn't want to just skip straight to the end result. And then as you can see, I'm just washing everything, cooking everything, and then at the end I was supposed to show the potato salad, but unfortunately that day my storage was too full. So yeah man, do enjoy watching me prepare my salads and vegetables. Okay guys, so here we're gonna be making the meat. So you're gonna spice and salt all of this meat, and for the spice and the salt to bind, you're gonna add oil, a little bit of oil, as I'm showing you on this clip. Then you're gonna fry the pork in some oil until the pork is browned, and then you're gonna place that the browned pork in another bowl, in a separate bowl. And yeah, just fry everything until it's browned. It doesn't necessarily have to be fully cooked, just browned. Once you're done frying the meat and putting it in a separate bowl, you're going to use the same oil to fry all the chopped veggies that I did, the tomato, onion, and the green pepper. And you're going to add salt and a bit of spice onto the veggies. Fry all of this until it's nice and brown, or depending on how you like your veggies. Yeah. And then this is the last step. You're gonna just add back that browned meat into your fried or browned veggies. You can fry those veggies, like I said, anyhow you want, depending on how you like them to taste in your meat, right? And then you're gonna just pour water, and you're gonna let it boil and boil and boil for like an hour. If you don't feel like it's tender enough, another hour, depending on how you like your meat. And then you can also add marinade, so that it can also make a nice and thick sauce. So yeah, guys, that's about it for this cooking vlog. I'm gonna show you guys the end results at the end of the vlog. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do comment on my video, like, subscribe, tell your friends, friends about, of course, V Speaks and her new segment, V Cooks. Bye.